Hello everybody, it's time for a preview of my August eBay listings. Let's take a look at what I've got. I've pulled quite a few things off the pile. Here they are. We're going to start from the left side and work back. I've got a wire feed welder I've got to get rid of. I got a nice set of Irwin bits, and then we've got planes. Two 7Cs, a number 7, two 605s, a 5C, a 113, a number 85, cabinet maker scraper plane, a 102 block plane. That's it for planes. Got an expansive bit, an unmarked spoke shave, and a whole bunch of unmarked marking gauges. There's some beautiful old gauges. Most of them are rosewood, one mahogany. Some really nice brass inlay on most of them. And behind them, I did a video on my Stanley number 33.5. Of course, there is no such thing. I created it. It's a joiner. Inserted on the inside, you can see from the top right there is a number 33 Stanley transitional joining plane. The whole thing works really great. Let's take a quick look at each of the items. First up is a nice set of Irwin auger bits. They go in 1/16 from 1/4 inch all the way up to 1 inch, and it's got the expansive bit with the two different size cutters. Nice set. Looks like it's probably never been used. The first plane is a Stanley number 7C. It's got an older V logo. This plane was completely restored. Japanning was pretty much missing. Got some good rosewood. 3 patent dates. Still have some original patina on the machine surfaces of the metal. And like everything I do, it has been tested. Produced some mighty fine shavings. You see them laying right there. Next is another V logo, number 7C. This plane has the original Japanning and some nice patina on the machine metal. Good looking rosewood. I did some minor touch up to the little chunks of Japanning that were missing on the toe, around the Bailey lettering up front, and a little bit here on the heel, and some small spots that were chipped out in the middle, just to keep the original Japanning from flaking off any more than what I already had. This plane has also been tested and will make a really great user. Its shavings are laying right there. For those of you that prefer them flat, here's an old 2 patent date, number 7, flat bottom plane. This one was also a complete restoration. Japanning has been redone. It's got good rosewood. Nice trademark stamp on the iron. Some beautiful patina on the machine surface of the metal. Tested and produced some really nice shavings. This number 7 is ready to be put to work. Next up is a Stanley Bedrock number 605 Sweetheart. That's the original decal on the tote. I'd say it's probably 70% there. That's a conservative guess. It's original Japanning. I did some touch up to some missing flakes here and there. 2 patent dates, and she looks great from both sides. Sweetheart trademark on the iron. Tested and will make a great user just like all the rest. Next is another Stanley Bedrock number 605. This one's an older one with a replacement iron. You can see it's got the modern trademark. I'm going to include the original iron. Both of them are razor sharp. But this one's a little bit short, but still got some life in it. It has 2 patent dates, and it should make a good solid user. There's some very shallow staining. I wouldn't know if I want to call it pitting or not on the bottom, but I did lap it so it is perfectly flat. The next plane is a Stanley 5C. This one has original Japanning, good rosewood. It's a newer model, or type I should say. There are no patent dates on the newer model planes as far as the bottom goes. When I tested it, it made those shavings you see right there. You can do some really fine and should make an excellent user. And I almost forgot to mention, those are not rosewood tote knob. Those are hardwood. Next is a Stanley number 113 circular plane. This one was a complete rusted mess, so got her all cleaned up. I did a video on it so you can see what was done. The biggest problem is the handle was where it attaches was broken. It was brazed back on. You can't tell it unless you take it apart and go looking for the braze, so it's going to make an excellent user. When I tested it, it was amazing how easy it was to plane on a curve. This is an early Type 1, so it was the very first of the 113s made by Stanley. And there was some owner's mark kind of punched into the side, some initials here. You get the angle just right, you can see them. Other than that, they're almost invisible. The old plane's going to make an excellent user. Next is a Stanley number 85 cabinet maker's scraper plane. You don't see these every day. By loosening the toe to the knob, they can be tilted to the right and tilted to the left. It's a pretty neat scraper plane. I did a separate video on the restoration of this old plane. It's going to make an excellent user, or more likely a shelf sitter on somebody's collection. And the last plane is a Stanley number 102 block plane. This one was also a complete restoration. There was almost zero Japanning left on this plane. It should make a fine user. I tested it out in walnut, made some super fine shavings. It's got the circular Stanley rule and level logo. You can look that up to date it. I didn't do it. The bottom has a couple minor stains, not quite to what you're going to call pits, and there's the shavings it produced in walnut. The Irwin number 22 expansive bit. It's got a really neat adjustment mechanism. And here's a quick look at the unmarked spoke shave. She's razor sharp, ready to go to work. Now some quick shots of the marking gauges. I do love the brass. Third one in the lineup, I already showed you two. Here's a look at the fourth one. Not quite as fancy as the others. The fifth one. Number 6. The seventh one is just some plain old-fashioned what looks like boxwood. Nothing unusual or overly spectacular about this one. Number 8 is even simpler than number 7. Not sure what the wood is in this one. It looks like rosewood, but it's not. It's light. It doesn't have any brass. The ninth one is a second chance tool for sure. It had a crack that was repaired. I didn't do it. Somebody else did. Appears to be rosewood or something similar, very heavy wood. And there's a look at the 10th one. It also appears to be rosewood. It's missing the one piece of brass at the end right there, but still a functional marking gauge. Number 11 has seen its better days. It's missing some brass plates on the front of that piece right there. Appears to be made of ebony. It's really heavy, and ebony ones are uncommon as all get out. There's a look at the underside. This one also needs a second chance. Wouldn't be too hard if somebody had a mind to put some new brass plates in there and make this into a fine looking user. And this is the last one that evens out a dozen. 12 marking gauges. Not the best and not the worst. Take a look at the underside. Both sides have that round brass insert. Might not have noticed them on the first couple shots. And that's it. Next thing for me to do is start taking pictures and get these things listed on eBay over the next couple days. I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you saw something that you want or need. And if you haven't signed up for my free plane giveaway, the drawing's going to go in September. Stanley number 4. Look for my Stanley number 4 video, and that's where you sign up. Hope you enjoyed this video. Time for supper. Bye.